Hello, folks. This story was sent to me by a subscriber and is intended for educational purposes only. Thank you for watching. 800 micrograms, LSD. The elevator that had other plans. I thought I was just going to try some LSD on a quiet Saturday night. 800 micrograms, to be exact. Enough to have a profound trip, but not enough to send me completely off the rails, or so I thought. What happened was a wild mix of hilarity, terror, and a bit of existential elevator philosophy. I dropped the tabs around 8 p.m., settled into my apartment, and waited for the ride to begin. The walls started to melt like those Salvador Dali paintings. Colors became impossibly vivid, and my sense of time unraveled. Suddenly, I realized I had to get out to buy some snacks. Simple enough, right? Wrong, thought Film. I stepped into the elevator of my apartment building. It was old, creaky, and always a little creepy in the dark. As the doors closed behind me, I felt the first real wave of the trip hit hard. The elevator started to ascend, but then it didn't. It just hovered, suspended between floors, like it had decided to take its own sweet time. The lights flickered and then steadied, but now the elevator walls began to morph. The metal panels melted into shimmering curtains of liquid gold, reflecting infinite versions of myself back at me. Hello, traveler. One version winked. Welcome to the elevator of enlightenment. Suddenly, the elevator door slid open, but instead of a floor, there was a massive ballroom filled with floating, glowing creatures wearing Victorian-era clothes. They invited me in with elaborate bows and a haunting waltz. I didn't have much choice but to join the dance, twirling with beings that didn't have faces, but communicated through a series of telepathic chuckles and eyebrow raises. Mid-dance, a grand piano appeared out of nowhere, played by a giant rabbit wearing glasses. The music shifted from classical to funky electronic beats in a matter of seconds, and suddenly everyone was breakdancing on a checkerboard floor that extended to infinity. I tried to keep up, but mostly looked like I was fighting an invisible octopus. Just as I was catching my breath, the music cut and the elevator doors slammed shut. Back inside, the elevator started descending rapidly. But the buttons no longer showed floors. Instead, they displayed cryptic symbols, like ancient runes mixed with emojis. I pressed one, and the elevator jolted to a stop. The doors opened to reveal a psychedelic jungle. Trees had eyeballs. Flowers sang operatic notes, and a talking sloth offered me a nano-shaped phone. "You'll need this," it said seriously, "for the next part of your journey." I took the phone, but when I tried to use it, it only dialed a number that translated to "ask yourself again." Suddenly, the sky above me turned into a giant cosmic disco ball, and I found myself in a dance-off with a group of telepathic raccoons wearing tiny hats. After what felt like hours, or maybe minutes, time was definitely negotiable. The jungle dissolved, and I was back inside the elevator, which now felt like a spaceship hurtling through wormholes made of cotton candy, and neon signs flashing motivational quotes like, "You are the universe." Finally, the elevator slowed and opened onto my floor. I stepped out, blinking at the mundane hallway, the fluorescent lights buzzing normally. Was it all a trip? Had I just been stuck between floors or dimensions? I grabbed my snacks, laughed at the absurdity of my interdimensional elevator party, and realized that sometimes, even a simple elevator ride can turn into a cosmic dance adventure. And next time, maybe I'll just take the stairs.